20 things done in the USA, but nowhere else. Really curious to see what we got. Excited to get into this. Before we do, I appreciate if you guys can hit that subscribe button. Let's straight to see what we got.
Today we're looking at 20 things that you could do in the United States, but nowhere else.
Okay.
That's right, here in the United States, we could do a lot of things that other countries shake their collective heads at in disgust or disbelief.
Sure.
Now, there are a few of these items where you might sort of find them in other countries, but for the most part, these are just US things.
I'm interested.
Towards the end of the video, I will have a question that you can answer about a future video. If you could please leave your response in the comment section below. Got it? Get it? Good. Let's take a look.
Advertising prescription. Oh, right.
Number 20. Advertising prescription drugs. The US and New Zealand are the only countries where direct-to-consumer advertising for prescription drugs is legal. We're a little heavy on it compared to New Zealand. We're really heavy on it, actually. This practice is allowed due to the belief in consumer empowerment and the free market.
Yo, what do you guys feel about drugs being advertised? To me, well, because we don't do it here, I just take whatever the doctor prescribes. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if I was seeing adverts for it, you might like be persuaded by a company that might not be like you know what I'm saying? Like it could be a bad drug, right?
Individuals are encouraged to make informed decisions about their own health care without the government being involved. They want to leave it up to you and a giant pharmaceutical company that's making a profit off it. What could go wrong?
Extreme portion sizes. Okay.
19,
yeah, you guys go crazy.
Extreme portion size. Yes, you know all that super size me, big gulps and everything like that? You're not going to find that just about any place else on the planet. If you go to Japan or a lot of Asian countries, you'll find little tiny Coke cans, not a 40 dog of cherry Coke or something. Now
Yo, any Americans watching this ever been to Japan? Did you guys like go for food and you was like, what on earth is this?
This is influenced by agricultural abundance, consumer expectations, and a culture that equates value with quantity, leading to larger servings in restaurants.
Yo, I've seen the prices compared for like your food and our food, and they're pretty much on par. Sometimes cheaper, sometimes obviously a little bit more expensive, but the sizes that you guys get compared to us, you definitely get more for your money. 100%. So you can't go wrong, bro. You just get more for your money.
Most of the time, you're going to find this at fast food places. I mean, it's bad enough they're serving us food that isn't terribly healthy, and then they want to sell us more of it. It's no wonder we're one of the fattest countries on the planet.
It sounds good to me. Tipping culture. Yeah, we don't do that. You can do it, but...
Number 18, tipping culture. In the United States, tipping is customary in restaurants, bars, taxis, and other service industries. It's not as prevalent or expected in many other countries. Matter of fact, most Asian countries will be offended if you try and give them cash past what you owe for, let's say, a meal or something like that.
Oh, really?
Servers may actually be confused as to what you're doing. I mean...
Oh, wait. Okay, so like when I go abroad to like Spain, I do like to tip every now and again. Because I'm just not too sure if they're like, you know what I mean? But like, yo, if I went to Japan, don't tip. Like, you'll be offending them?
And here in the United States, tipping has gotten out of control. I don't mind tipping someone. I just don't like tipping everyone.
Right, okay.
It's just a matter of time before there's a tipping section when a cop gives you a speeding ticket. Look at the cop, what's with the tipping section? Well, if you think I did a good job and you want a tip, go ahead.
Oh my God.
You didn't drag me out of the car and beat me on the sidewalk, so I'm giving you a tip, pal. Shelby Church made a pretty good video on out-of-control tipping.
Yeah. Okay. Imperial Units. Right, yep.
Number 17, Imperial Units. Most of the world uses the metric system.
Yo, I've said this before in another video, but the UK, we mix both systems, bro. Like, I use miles, inches, feet, pounds, kilograms. Bro, like, it's weird. We use all of it.
Not the United States. We're not a bunch of sellouts. We're sticking with the imperial system.
Right.
We like our miles, gallons, and Fahrenheit. Meters,
see, I do miles.
We're sticking with yards and feet. We should include that.
And I measure in feet as well.
British thing and start using pounds also. Yeah, while the rest of the world...
No, but the thing is, I use kilograms. Bro, this is so weird to me. What system am I on?
Switch the metric system to make it easy. We decided that wouldn't make it easy on us, so we stuck with what we know.
Right,
the
okay.
Imperial Units. Now, back when I was a kid, probably,
that would change.
6th, 7th, 8th grade, something like that. So we're talking back in the early 80s. They were getting us ready to switch over to the metric system. They were teaching it to us in school, and they said in a couple years we're going to switch to the metric system. But apparently Mississippi, Georgia, Louisiana, Alabama, Arkansas, and West Virginia couldn't get it together. So they had to scrap the whole plan.
Oh, wow. Okay, interesting. Oh, I've heard you guys go crazy with drive-thrus.
Number 16, drive-through everything.
Mad.
Yes, the U.S. has an extensive culture of drive-through services, not just for fast food, but banks, pharmacies, liquor stores, even weddings in Las Vegas are now drive-through. Here in Portland, Oregon.
Yo, that is actually crazy, bro. A drive-through wedding, dude. Bro, a drive... I wonder how many times a day that gets used, man.
And we had a drive-through strip club during the pandemic. I'm not even kidding.
Wait. How do you do a drive-through? Like, you're driving and you look to your right and there's just strippers? Huh? What?
Number 15, the Electoral College system. Yes, it's a little strange to most people. Designed by the founding fathers to balance the influence of the populous and less populous states, ensuring a distribution of power that prevents dominance by heavily populated areas, which I kind of understand in a way because the states are supposed to be equal. Even though one state may have more people, the states still need representation. Now, they do factor in the size of the state and how many people. That's how many electoral college votes they get.
Yeah, you know what? That has confused me a few times. Now I get it because I've understood it now. Learned about it. But before, like, I'm only saying like a few years ago, bro. It wasn't long at all. But when someone won, I can't remember who it was. It might have been Trump and Clinton, I think. Maybe. I could be wrong though. But somebody got more votes overall, but lost. And I was like, wait, how is that possible? If you got more votes, how do you lose? But it's because of the places, bro. So yeah, very interesting.
As an example, Texas has a much higher population than, let's say, Kansas. So Texas has about 30 million residents. They get 26 electoral college votes. Kansas, on the other hand, only has about 3 million. They get 7. So each state, depending on the amount of people they have, do have a little more power than other states. But at least everyone has some skin in the game this way. And stop typing. Those aren't the current numbers. Which brings me to my other point. As the census comes out, they change how many electoral college votes you get, depending on what your population's doing. The map for the upcoming 2024 election, Texas has 40 electoral college votes, and Kansas only has 6. They've actually gone down a little bit. Texas has gone up. Obviously, California, having the largest population, has the most votes with 54. One other little fact that I find strange there, 2 different states.
Do they do it on a ratio to people, or do they just like pick and choose how many? Like, is it like per 3 million you get 1 vote, or like, per 1 million you get 3? I don't know, bro.
Split their electoral college votes, so they could go either way. They could both go Democrat, one could go Democrat, one could go Republican. They can both go Republican, whatever. And that is Nebraska and Maine. Myself, I think they should split up the votes by the city versus rural areas because they're always going to be different. They have different ways of life, they have different values, and they have different ideas of how this country should work. Still has to follow the population, but let's say you take California. Los Angeles gets 10 electoral college votes, but you go out to the desert to the east of there where hardly anyone lives, maybe they at least get 1 vote. Same thing in Oregon. They get 8. Let's give Portland, where most of the people live, 5, and then split up the other 3. I don't know. It's a mess. It's kind of weird, especially if you come from another country.
Yeah. From him saying all that to me that's not in the country, it is a little bit confusing. Just keep it simple for me. Who wins? That's it. The right to carry weapons. Okay. There is, you know what? Do you know what's interesting? You always hear about America carrying weapons, right? But I actually found out there's countries around the world that also legalize guns as well for citizens. And nobody ever talks about them either. You know what I mean?
14,
Crazy.
the right to carry weapons.
Right.
The U.S. has unique gun laws allowing citizens to own and carry firearms under the Second Amendment.
Yep.
This level of gun ownership and the variety of firearms available is not common in most developed countries that aren't in some sort of conflict.
Do you ever
the
think this will ever
Amendment is in the
change?
U.S. Constitution, and it protects this right to bear arms.
Because I know there's been a lot of people that are for and against, like as in Americans from conversations that I have. Do you reckon there'll be a president one day that will probably like, you know, want to change it or nah? Would that just cause absolute chaos?
It's rooted in the country's history and culture of self-reliance and defense against tyranny.
Wait, what's tyranny? Oh, I would love this one.
Number 13, free refills.
Oh, I would love
this is
this.
something that you'll only find in the United States. Our
Yeah.
restaurant industry is very competitive, and they want to give you the best experience they can get
That's
because
so
that way maybe
good.
you'll come back. Soda, drinks, they don't cost that much. I mean, it actually costs more for the cup than the fluid you stick in that
Bro,
cup.
that's crazy because drinks in our restaurants now cost so much, dude. So much. I think a large Coke is like £2.30, 40. Bro, that's $3, man. And it's not refillable. Bro, like, come on.
So if you can power through a large Dr. Pepper, you
Ridiculous.
can get another one here in the United States. Very few restaurants don't offer free refills, and usually there's something else about them that is drawing people in. Like
Okay.
out here on the West Coast, we have In-N-Out Burger. People line up to go there because the burgers are really good. It's been a couple of years since I've been in one, but the one in Southern California didn't have free refills. I've been to other ones where they
Okay.
did have free refills, but they have a line out the door. They're not
wonder
worried
why.
about the customer satisfaction, so they don't offer it in some places. Now, it's been a couple of years. That might have changed. That's just an example I give. I live in
Fanta
Oregon now, and there's
strawberry.
like 2 in the whole state.
Hold up. What is it? Bro, this was a Fanta strawberry, bro.
Just an example I give. I live in Oregon now, and there's like 2 in the whole state.
College sports got... Okay, yeah, you guys go crazy for college sports.
Number 12, college sports sponsorships. Colleges and universities are an industry now.
Right.
The sports is just one of
Mad.
the products they're selling. They're putting on a show. That show needs sponsors. That show
Okay.
needs advertisers.
Yep.
What do the athletes get out of this? Normally, they just get an education out of it. I do know there are some changes going on right now where they can get a cut of the advertising and stuff like that.
Oh,
That's not
wow.
what this video is all about. That could be a 2-hour documentary by itself. The advertising and the sponsorships in college sports is a billion-dollar industry. They hire the best coaches. They recruit the best players.
Yo, this is like actually crazy to me. Because when I think about colleges in the UK, no one cares about the sport. You ain't got no fans. Your family probably won't even go to your games. Like, no one's bothered, dude. Bro, this is insane.
Not because they
How
want to
big it is.
win, just to win. They want to win so they'll be on the national scene, which
Oh,
means
mad.
bigger paydays for the university.
Mad. Pledge of Allegiance. Oh, I learned about this in a video.
Number 11, the Pledge of Allegiance in schools. Now, when I was a kid, I for some reason thought it was allegiance, so
This
Pledge of
surprised
Allegiance.
me.
I was probably in my 20s, and I saw the word, and I went, oh, allegiance. Wow, what was I thinking? You ever have one of those things where you've just said it or thought it for so long? And then-
Oh, so many words, bro. I'm so bad when it comes to stuff like that, dude. I'm probably saying words wrong in this video. Or I probably said hundreds.
all of a sudden one day you're driving down the road, you're all, wait, what? Why did I think that it was that way? This happened to me with chocolate milk. When I was a little kid, someone told me it came from black cows. And it's not one of those things you think about every day, but I was like in high school or something, and all of a sudden someone said something about chocolate milk. I'm like, holy shit, came from black cows, and my friends just stared at me, thought I was making a joke. You know, I'm sure at any time in my life after the age of like 5, if I would have thought about it, I would have immediately dismissed it, but
Oh
I
my
never really
God.
thought about it. Yes, but this was initiated in the late 19th
Wait, where does it fit like pink milk, like strawberry milk, and other flavored milk comes from? Like different colored cows?
century and adopted widely during the 20th century to promote national unity and patriotism.
Okay.
Reciting the Pledge of Allegiance in schools is uniquely American. Well, it is now. They used to do something similar in the Soviet Union. I would not doubt they do something in North Korean schools
Oh,
too.
yeah.
The weird thing about it is they
See, like, I definitely was expect something like this in like North Korea. But I really was surprised when I learned about it in the America. You know, I'm curious to see how you guys feel about it. How do you feel about it? Because like you're forced to do it, right? Is it still a thing now? Like everywhere, every school.
They force you to stand up and do something in North Korean schools too. The weird thing about it is they force you to stand up and do it. I understand maybe teaching kids the importance of something like this or the history of it, but to actually force them, I've always thought was kind of weird.
See, that is the weird part about it, right? Is the force aspect of it. Like, you gotta do this, no matter how you feel. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, it's interesting. I'll be interested to see what you guys have to say about it. Jury duty.
Number 10, jury duty. U.S. citizens are summoned for jury duty, participating in the legal system, and it is mandatory unless you've got a really good excuse or you did what I did. I pretended I was insane. I never got a jury summons again the rest of my life. Now, this is in California. 2 things I did. They asked me my first question. I said I had to consult my attorney. He lives in my pants. I got some giggles. They stared at me. The judge lowered his glasses and said, "Really?" And I said, "I don't know." Their next question to me was, "Have you ever committed a crime?" I said, "I don't know. Is this a real cop?" And I pointed towards the bailiff, and he said, "I am a sheriff." I said, "Then I plead the 25th Amendment," which I should have said 5th Amendment, but I knew that, but I just thought I'd be weird. And the attorney asked me questions, said, "All right, great. So the vice president here can be excused." Yep, never got another summons.
Wait, bro, is that real? What? Hey, fair enough, bro. Fair enough. Going into, bro, don't everyone go into debt for college. I'm in debt, bro. I owe my uni, which is university, like 102 grand. It hasn't started paying back. I don't know when I gotta pay it back. It just keeps going up because of the interest. I don't know. That's a scary number, bro. 102 grand. I wish I never went. Wish I never went.
Number 9, going into debt to go to college. Yes, this is something that is very much a U.S. thing. Other countries do charge for universities and colleges, but nothing like we do. It's not an industry like we talked about earlier with the college sports. Most developed countries offer free college. In Germany, you have free college, plus the government pays your monthly rent. Here in the United States, you collect a massive amount of debt. If you're in the military or you've done some time in the National Guard, like my brother, his daughters went to a state school tuition free because he served in the National Guard. They still had to pay rent and all that stuff, but tuition was free. The amount that is paid for colleges is incredibly out of whack with the way it should be. I was going to a community college back in 1994. The price per unit was $8. Right now, that same community college, it's $47 per unit. That's if you're a resident of California. If you're not, it's like $300 a unit. Then, of course, they have some weird health insurance thing you have to sign up for. They just tack on a whole bunch of other things. It's nonsense.
Yo, bro, listen, I'm crazy in debt because of my uni, man. I feel you on that one, dude. Honestly, listen, my advice, man, well, do whatever you want to do. But only, listen, from my experience, only go to uni if your work, the job that you want requires it. Well, that's in the UK, bro. America might be a lot different. Well, I know America's a lot different. There's probably loads of other reasons to go. But in the UK, man, if your job don't require it, do not go. Do not go. For me, it's a waste of 105 grand that I'm never going to be able to pay. Bro, that's crazy, dude. Overworking. Okay, yeah, you guys are workaholics.
Overtime or being overworked. The U.S. is considered to be one of the most overworked countries in the developed world.
Right.
There are some countries like Japan and a few other ones where they do work harder than us, but we're up there. Most countries offer 6 weeks of paid vacation. You can get some vacation depending on your employer here, and I guarantee it's not 6 weeks a year. A lot of other developed countries offer up to 1 year paid maternity leave with job security. I've talked to a few people that have come to the United States for work, usually on the tech side of things, and they cannot believe we don't have things like the maternity leave, more than 2 weeks for vacation time.
Wait, what do you do when you're pregnant? And you give a birth? Wait, what do you do?
One guy I worked with, he was from India. I won't mention the company because I don't want to.
So in the UK, when you're pregnant and you give birth, you get a set period of time when you will get paid for you to be off work because obviously you're looking after a baby, right?
Get in trouble, but he could not believe that he had to get the okay to get a doctor's appointment. I watched him limp around the office for 2 weeks before he had his doctor appointment. That was another thing entirely. Turns out he tore his ACL or had a tear in it. He was still walking around, but there was a serious limp.
What? Using money that is the same color. Okay, yeah, we have different colored
Number
money.
7, same color money. Yes, in case you don't know, most other countries have different colored ink for their
Yeah, you know what? It is like when I see dollar bills, it does confuse me a bit. Like, is that a 1? Is it a 10? Is it you know what I'm saying? Because like it all looks the same. Probably it don't to you guys, because you guys it's just second nature now. But to me, it all looks the same, bro. Whereas like our money looks like Monopoly money. Like you would know what's a 5, what's a 10, what's a, you know what I mean? As soon as you know what's what, you will know it just by looking.
Money. You know, $5 might be green and $10 might be red, $20 might be blue. Here in the United States, it's like we had a sale on green ink and we just stuck with it. I worked with they're all in their 20s and stuff.
Do you know what though? I've just said like it is confusing them all being the same color, but I don't know what it is about your like. So one of you guys actually sent me a dollar bill. It's super cool. It's a lot smaller than I thought it would be. I thought it was bigger. It seems bigger on like TV, but it's super cool, bro. I don't know what it is. It's just got some. I don't know if it's because of movies and stuff like that, but it's just like every time I look at it, it's got like a cool aspect to it. Whereas that one is just boring. I don't know. It's probably because I see it on movies and stuff
Like that. And they're college students when I was at Netflix. One day I pulled out a bunch of dollars and asked them if they could name the portraits on each one of the size currencies I had. $5, $10, $20 bill I think I had. They said George Washington for every single one of them. Nobody guessed any of the other ones. I even pointed to the $5 bill and he's known for ending slavery. And a mid-20-year-old college student said, Martin Luther King? I just looked at her and said, I weep for America.
Private prisons for huh?
Number 6, for-profit private prisons. This is a unique concept only in the U.S., with private companies running prisons for a profit. Now, just basic...
I thought they meant like criminals can pay for like a private prison and get like, you know what I mean? Because I know there's luxury prisons out there.
Economics should tell you if a company is in the profit-making business, they want to get more business so they can make more profit. That's how companies work. So you're a giant corporation that has a bunch of prisons. You're lobbying to get new laws passed to get more people in jail. The United States has more citizens in jail per capita than any other country on the planet.
Yo, that's crazy to think about. There's companies that try to get laws passed to try and get more people to go to prison. Don't you want less people to go to prison? Because then, you know, people are... Well, then again, you can say people are getting away with it. There's some criminals out there. But let's just have crime go down, man. You know what I'm saying?
At the end of 2023, the United States had the highest number of prisoners in the world with around 1.8 million people incarcerated. China has the second highest number of prisoners with an estimated 1.6 million people incarcerated in 2023. Brazil came in third, and they have a little bit over 1.2. The United States also has the highest incarceration rate in the world with 716 prisoners for every 100,000 people in the United States. Other countries with a high incarceration rate include Turkmenistan has 583 and the U.S. Virgin Islands have 542 for every 100,000 residents. There's been many cases where judges have been in cahoots with some of these prisons and they've gone to jail for it. I remember one, I think it was in Alabama or Louisiana, where they had a youth prison. They were paying a judge kickbacks for sending the youths to the prison. So teenagers were getting 30 days in jail for being out after curfew. They brought a knife to school, they get 3 months in prison for it. It was just weird stuff. Finally, a reporter started doing some digging and it all came tumbling down.
Mad. So that judge was just sending as many people as possible because he was just getting money. Yo, that's crazy to think about, bro. High frequency of sales and discounts. Okay.
Number 5, high frequency of sales and discounts. The U.S. has a consumer culture with frequent sales events like Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and extensive discounting practices. You don't find this in other places in the world. It's a price. That's the price. It's sticking with. They might haggle with you, but they don't run discounts or sales.
Oh, we have
things
a lot
like
in
that.
the UK.
While doing some reading, I did find out that if it's a harbor where cruise ships come into, you'll find some there, but they're really catering to the Americans by doing that. Americans can't pass up a sale. My wife's one of them. If she's standing out the door right now and hears me say sale, she's trying to figure out where it is.
Yo, in the UK, that's exactly like America, bro. There's just sales everywhere, dude. Writing the date beginning with the okay, yep.
Number 4, writing the date beginning with the month. Other countries write the date in the format of day, month, year. To us, that format is just weird, but turns out we're the weird ones. It's quite common to write the day first, everywhere else on the planet.
Yo, coming to the date, bro, it does make sense to go smallest to biggest. Whereas, like, you guys are just going, yo, month, day, yeah. Yo, I mean, it's just jumbled. But one of you guys did tell me it's because of the way that you say it. But isn't the way that you say it because of the way you write it? I don't know, bro. But, like, you're like July the 4th. July 4th, right? Whereas, like, we would say 4th of July.
Quite common to write the day first, everywhere else on the planet.
Oh, who comes? Oh, I love coffee. Love it.
Number 3, huge cups of coffee. As it turns out, other countries find it strange that we offer massive cups of coffee and take it to go. Outside of the US, it's typically consumed in small quantities, and you sit down and drink it at the little cafe or wherever you're at.
Yeah, sure.
It's like a little bit bigger than a shot glass, maybe 3 shot glasses together. That's how big the cup is normally, and we don't fill it with a bunch of cream.
Oh no, I just go to Starbucks, bro, and I just get a big take to go. That's what I get.
Sugar and everything else like that. When I was in South America, I saw them squeeze lemon into it a lot. I thought that was strange, and now I do it. That's how I take my coffee, and people look at me weird when I say it. I'm just, do you have any lemon? I just like a squeeze of lemon.
Oh man, that is a big cup.
My coffee. Everyone's like, what? They want my medication checked. It's embarrassing sometimes.
Taking home the leftovers. Well, you
Number
do get
2,
big portions.
Taking home leftovers. Didn't finish your food? Get it to go. No big deal, right? Well, it is a big deal in other countries. It's frowned upon, actually, rude in some other places.
No, the thing in the UK, right, taking home leftovers, like, some people will do it. I got no problem asking for it, right, if I do want it. But a lot of people will feel, like, embarrassed. And before, like, many years ago, I would also feel embarrassed, like, asking. I wouldn't want to ask, like, can I get a box to take this home? But now I don't care. But yo, a lot of people in the UK, it's just, we feel embarrassed asking. You know what I mean?
France, for example, a law had to be passed to allow this to happen. Normally, there isn't that much of a need to do this because they don't serve giant portions like we do here in the United States. Yeah. But sometimes people want to take the food they paid for home. In other countries, they don't do it, and it is considered rude. But here in the United States, we are a consumer economy. And if we paid for it, we want it.
Yeah,
when I was a kid, they called it a doggy bag. Like you were going to take it home for the dog. Now if someone hears your...
Oh, you know what? I remember, like, people will do that, though. They'll get, like, their own foil and just take home meat for the dog and stuff. But yeah, smart. Hey, listen, it's your food at the end of the day. Just take it, you know what I'm saying?
Taking your Diablo burger home to your dog. You get some liberal hippie chick giving you a hard time at your table. Maybe follow you home. Protest outside your house.
Oh,
big sign that says Fluffy's mouth should not be on fire. I try and go to the gym and I got a bunch of hippie chicks yelling, shame, shame, shame at me. All right, before we get to number 1, did you know we have a new channel called The Sweet Life for Briggs? It's a channel
that
for
reminds me of Sweet Life is like a Cody. Food dies.
And number 1, food dyes. In other countries, it's actually illegal to add food dyes and other additives to food. Here you get the whole rainbow, then some. The reason they have laws against these additives and food colors, because it's bad for you. Here in the United States, we promote food that is actively trying to kill you. There's a comedian that does a great bit on Captain Crunch. He's from Canada. His name's K. Trevor Wilson, and they only have one type of Captain Crunch up there, which is just the basic Captain Crunch. Here in the United States, we have 4 different types of Captain Crunch, and then the occasional seasonal different one. What it is, it's the additives and the food coloring. I mean, we have, only Crunch Berries. That is nothing but dark
I can't lie.
dyes.
When I've seen, like, food, like, especially cereals on America, like, store shelves, They look very, very colorful, bro. You won't see that here in the UK.
Additives.
They look very colorful.
Right.
There we go. 20 things done in the USA, but nowhere else. Really good video. Let me know what you guys think to that in the comment section. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to leave a thumbs up. Subscribe for more content. I'm live every single day on twitch.tv/L3WG. If you guys want to check me out over there, I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.